notices out. We got this going. Let's head in. Hello, everyone. Oh, I guess the chat has been going for a while, but I just logged into the chat. Hey! Judy?
Hi, Joe. 2 years plus 1 month. Does not seem that long. Thank you for the great streams and awesome chats.
Thank you, Beowulf. And I love having the voice say everything. But yeah, I guess it has been a while. That's really awesome of you to keep track, because my mind just won't retain that information. So again, this isn't a request stream, sorry about that, but I can't stand that I haven't finished up the drawings from the last stream, so I'm going to try and hopefully finish that up right now. So you see right here, I was taken away in the middle of a Banjo-Kazooie, and I'm just going to finish this up right now. So I need to remember what I was doing. Yeah, I'll just paint his toenails the same brown color as his fur. Whatever, why not? And welcome everyone for joining me on this chill Sunday evening. Let me turn the music down just a skosh more. And my voice is in the yellow, so that should be okay. Good evening, Plush Blue. Good evening, Lucky Kid Dane. And Ducky Booze, good to see you. And Water Maloney, hello. And No Parking Berry, always a pleasure to see you. And Ice Cream Hero, welcome all you guys, thanks so much. And Fred Baker, you. I mean, it's not Fred Baker, I'm sorry, Charles Brubaker. Why do I keep saying Fred Baker? Do I know a Fred Baker? If your name is Fred Baker, say hello. Sorry about that, Charles. Saint Fisuto, hello. Have you ever argued with a friend on how a word is pronounced? I'm still struggling with niche. I guess technically the proper pronunciation is niche, but that just doesn't sound right to me. So even though it's wrong, I still say niche. What about you guys? Niche or niche? Very exciting. But I love language. And good afternoon to Dreaming of Redheads. I love your name. Chuck or Charles is fine too. Well, then I'm going to call you Chuck because that has an animation pedigree behind it. And Rick Robin brings up, I will be waiting for my request. And this is not a request stream, this is a chill out stream while I finish up the list from last time. And this is why I have a system. I try experimenting with different request systems so that this doesn't ever happen. Ideally, I'd be able to finish up everything during one stream, but alas, I lack. Alas. Is that a song lyric? Is that from Finnegan's Rainbow? Any musical theater nerds in here? Let me know if I just quoted something. What was I talking about? I got distracted by musical theater. Like we all do. But yes, I will not be taking new requests right now. As you can see, the request full sign is flashing because I'm underwater. And I am just catching up on this because I can't I like to post drawings very soon after a stream, and I just didn't get that. It's going on 2 weeks now, and I wasn't able to do that, and I hate it. I lose sleep over it. It's like something left undone. This will not stand. So I just wanted to finish that up now, and you know, I don't want it to be too long between streams, so I hope you don't mind if it's just me. I'm not offering anything but just my sparkling conversation and weird musical selections. But how is everyone today? Is everyone doing well? Is everyone enjoying nice weather? Feeling the breath of fall in the air? And, oh, I see some bright eyes. I'm not sure if I remember you before. If this is your first time, welcome. It looks like Banjo has like a shark tooth necklace. I never really noticed that before. Let's just add that in right now. Why not? That is my motto. Why not? Why not? I'm gonna get this stupid microphone. I keep knocking it with my stylus. Let's get an actual paintbrush, the builder brush. It's a really good brush. I'm just gonna lay in a lot of sloppy color right now. Oh dear. I got somebody to follow. Rayman, thank you. Follow me, if you dare, to a world of unimaginable horrors, where mailboxes talk and fishes walk, and I have hearts on my underdrawers. I have no idea what that was about. That's what happens when my brain turns off and my mouth keeps going. Oh, something else happened. I heard a dingy-dingy, a ringy-dingy, and I didn't look in time. Judy, come back. She won't come back. She's very shy. Ah, thank you, Judy. Bloody Fangs and Freckles is now following. Ooh, that's a very Halloweeny name. Bloody Fangs and Freckles. It kind of sounds like a inappropriate kid show. Hi kids, welcome to the Bloody Fangs and Freckles show. Who knows, maybe we'll see it on Nickelodeon next year. Dang, I got some following happening now. Sinning Foragami is now following. Thank you, Sinning Foragami. I'm going to say these names many times. And, oh, I see Rams the Name Come. Welcome back. And, whoa, I just saw somebody ask a question. Bloody Fangs and Freckles sounds like a rock band name. Yeah, that too. And Daregohart is now following. Excellent. I don't know what kind of, is it the music everyone likes? I don't know, I'm getting a lot of followings one after the other. Maybe I pleased some algorithm somehow. I don't know how I doed it, but I doed it. Somebody did ask a question. And I just saw it fly by. Okay, cookie chips. Cookie chips. When did I become interested in art? Well, welcome, Cookie Chips. I don't recall you in here before. So if this is your first time, welcome, Cookie Chips. You know, I'm going to start asking the origin of everyone's name, because sometimes I feel like there's a story there. When? I think it was when I was very, very young, and somebody, I just became known as the artist in my kindergarten class. I was drawing mermaids, sort of like that, with a hair. I remember this hair swoop, and my teacher complimented the hair swoop on my mermaid, and I said, well, that's who I am now. It's funny how a little thing like that will make an impact. I'm gonna do a blender here, see if, aha. Nah, that's a little too blendy. Let's see if this is a little less blendy. Nope, that's even less soft smudge. I want something to blend, not to smudge. Oh, then I should stop using the smudge tool. Maybe I should use the blend tool. That's probably better if I want things to blend. Like this. It's marginally better. And did I answer the question? Let me think. Maybe I did. Or maybe you guys are happier with just the mystery of it all. How did we all get to be here? Makes you think. I think this music is making me weird. Like I want to deliver everything like a movie trailer. I didn't know how suggestible I was for music. Dry, heavy load. No, thank you. Let's go back to the Builder Brush. To the Builder Brush workshop. Okay. It's not the most inspired Banjo-Kazooie, but let's see if I can just pop out a little bit of detail. Hey, and Trevor just moseyed on over from Insta. It worked! Haha! I got one! Thank you, Trevor. Or is it Trevor? I'm going to say Trevor because that makes me happy. And we have... I think I might need to mosey on over to YouTube. And go to my channel. Yes. There's my chill stream, and I can monitor from here as well. Okay. And Tristan, I'm so sorry, but I'm gonna hide you because I've talked with your mother so many times, and it's not fair to everybody else. So let's see if that works. How old am I? Do I have autism like you? Well, I just had a birthday. I'm 38 years old, and I don't have autism that I'm aware of. But it's a subject that does interest me a lot because I think there's a lot of there's an intersection between people with autism and animation, and it's a very interesting thing, and when I have time I want to investigate this further. But what do you guys think? Do you think that there is some special attraction that animation holds to people with autism or just anybody on the spectrum? Because I think there's something special going on. And it's not just, you know, my personal observation. There was this documentary called Life Animated about a little boy growing up nonverbal until he started watching Disney movies. And it's like, just thinking about it sort of makes me cry a little bit. But have any of you guys seen that documentary? And what did you guys think of it? Just the idea of being brought out by animation. It's a very stirring thing. Oh, 100 messages. Yay. Oh, Trevor says, longtime follower from the ancient Twitter days. So are you no longer on Twitter, or am I no longer on Twitter? I'm sometimes on Twitter. I can't keep up, so I just sort of, whatever the social media equivalent is to like a doorbell dash. I just sort of leave something at the front porch of social media, ring the doorbell, and just leave. And hopefully people enjoy what I left. Hopefully it's not a bag of poop that's on fire. And Ducky Booze says, perhaps. I'm on the spectrum and have always loved old cartoons, but then again I can't speak for all autistic people. And Nicholas says, yes, absolutely. I want to do an essay about animation and autism connection for some time from my own perspective. I have a high-functioning autism. Haven't seen that doc, but I want to. And definitely check out that documentary, Life Animated. Not to be confused with My Animated Life, the Floyd Norman documentary, which I also recommend, but it has nothing to do with this subject. It's about Floyd Norman just being awesome, and he's awesome. Welcome, SD. And yes, Donnie, I apologize. I cannot get to every request. Especially, I cannot create a cumulative list because, you know, I'll never ever finish. So I have to find ways to get the list, make sure that I stay accessible. So that does mean I have to, you know, trim the list. There's some things I just can't draw. They're either too complicated or inappropriate. Although that doesn't happen too often. I'm getting a lot of requests for OCs, and I'll do that, but that's not really the purpose of these live streams. So I try to minimize those. Like, the idea is that we all have fun drawing familiar characters in my own way. So I know it can be disappointing if you really want to see something and I just don't get to it. But the one promise I make is that if you tip, then I will get to your request. That's the one fair. I think it's the only rule I can commit to that keeps things fair. Because again, it's also about just me having fun and flexing my muscles, my drawing muscles, and getting out of my comfort zone. I've spent a little too much time on Banjo-Kazooie here. Okay, so let's see, what else have I got? Oh, that one, I didn't even start on that one. Ugh. Okay, let's work up to that. So I had Bill and the Beast last time, and I've been streaming for 2 years? Oh, my stars. Oh, my stars and garters. I'm just gonna make this pop a little bit. Oh, gosh. I don't like this at all. I'm gonna redraw this because it's just... I got... Hey! Thank you, Trevor. I appreciate the super chat. Also, does it annoy you when I say Trevor to make you rhyme with soup du jour? Or is it like devour, like Trevour? 3 evergreen trees. Aw, that's so sweet, Andre. 2 years of joy to all your fans, too. I appreciate you guys so much. This is a lot of fun for me. Ooh. I wasn't into this music until the ba-ba-ba-ba-bums started happening. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-bum. Totally love it now. Oh my god, they threw in some D-to-Ds. Life is good sometimes. Hey! And Wonder Maloney donated $1 through Super Chat. Thank you. That's so sweet of you guys to do Super Chats and tips on a non request stream. That's really, really cool of you guys. Thank you. This is terrible. What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? Character, make me love you. Help me discover your unique properties. Shabam! What happened? Ah! I got a cheer! Hey, surprise stream! Hope you're having a good Sunday. Thank you, Panque Valdez. That was super, super cool. You made me go, ah! And not because something scary was happening. So, I haven't really been drawing a lot lately. Definitely not for my own amusement and enjoyment, so I just feel really, really, really out of practice. But, gotta work through that pain. Give him that Eddie Munster hair. knock it back and work it up again. I don't have time for this. Why am I doing this? I don't know. So, does anybody have cool Halloween plans? Anybody dressing up this year? Yeah. And give a holler if you are going to have a cool costume this year. Or a really lame costume, which is also cool if you're one of those cool kids. Okay, I know how to draw a gun. Sure, of course I do. That's why I just scribble something in and mostly leave it blank. Okay, trigger discipline. I don't know how to draw trigger discipline. I'm just gonna draw like an L-shaped thing and hope that eventually it comes out looking like a gun. Okay, there we go with the trigger discipline. Should he have his pinky up? He's very dainty. Yeah, he's dainty. I'm gonna give him little skinny chicken legs. Or, like, belt bottoms. Go the opposite direction. I wonder, is this guy a Russian guy? I don't know why. Katana 0. I don't know. Maybe he reminds me of a relative. I am going to tear my eyes away this moment and return to chat. Right. Now. Okay. And thank you kindly, SD. Says, Joanna, watching you draw is giving me knowledge about flow and gesture. I also like to think that I'm educating you on what not to do. Don't be like me, children. Be better. Do better. Just clean this up a little bit, slap some color behind it, and call it a drawing. Took out his ear. Shabam. Now he has an ear. See how easy that was. Oh, and Beowulf is gonna go as the 10th Doctor and spend it with family. Oh, cool! Or the 10th Doctor, that was Chris Eccleston, right? No parking, Barry. Slapping on Sorcerer Mickey hat for this Halloween. Awesome. Oh, welcome, Remy. And SD says, just waiting to tell Joanna the good news. Good news? Did I miss some good news? Oh, your college just opened up a film production club. Very cool. Oh, Dr. Ten was David Tennant. How could I forget that? David Tennant was my favorite doctor. Ugh. I don't know. I've just been out of the Doctor Who loop for so long. It's all sort of reset to zero for me. I know. I fought for so long trying to not have David Tennant be my favorite Doctor, but not only do I love his performance, but... Oh, I missed the ringy dingy. Oh! David Tennant stole my brain. Not only was I loved his performance, but he had my favorite season, the season with Donna. It's just, I loved that season. So many great episodes, and I loved... she was my favorite companion. Like, far and away my favorite companion. You know, because at a certain point, I get tired of people falling in love with the Doctor, and I just love how they were just not gonna do that. And also, she was a really good character, and I like a good character that has a nice tragic story as well. And she just, the ending of her story just, it was bittersweet. The best kind of sweet. But man, it's been a while since I've watched that season. I'm always looking for something to watch. Maybe it's time to cue that up again. SD, you get to be head of the animation division. Congratulations. Good on you. I'll try not to let the power go to your head, alright? Animaticast! Hey, Joe! I mean, why did I say hello to myself? Joey. There you go. Animaticast. Oh, you know better than to ask me about the Animaniacs reboot. No, I'm not looking forward to it, not in the slightest little itty bitty bit. Because I'm just tired of people saying, you know, when the announcement came out and everyone's like, I don't know, and everyone's like, just give it a chance! And then the trailer comes out and you're like, I don't know, and just give it a chance! Well, and even before that, the announcement of who's being the showrunner, and you're like, I don't know, just give it a chance! And I was like, and then it comes out, and it's like, just give it a chance! Okay, I slog through the whole thing, just give it a chance! Like, I gave it a chance. And now everybody's saying, yeah, well, the first season wasn't that strong, but the second season's gonna be great! Alright, maybe, sure, why not? But I don't care. I don't care. I don't have the emotional energy to expend on this. And, you know, cartoon characters are they don't write themselves, so I don't have any loyalty to the shapes on the screen. I have loyalty to the personalities, and if they're not on display, then I don't care. Like, if those personalities are completely different and they're not funny, then they're not the shape of them. It's somebody who skinned them and is wearing their skins and faces. Just like, I love Looney Tunes, but I don't go crazy over every Bugs Bunny thing that I see, because I'm like, well, it's probably not going to be Bugs Bunny, and most of the time it isn't. But I don't, like, my cartoon loyalty doesn't work that way. So, sorry, that just sort of poured out of me. Just got triggered. My daughter was playing the Animaniacs Monopoly not too long ago, and I was looking through all of the cards and just, like, talk about all the mistakes on the cards. I can't remember. They called him the God Feather instead of the God Pigeon, which, you know, God Feather makes sense because he's the Godfather and they are the Good Feathers, but they call him the God Pigeon. His name is the God Pigeon. I'm like, how did this, and that horribly off-model wacko on the box, like, it makes me mad. So I'm like, you know what? I can't care about this anymore because there's too much other crap that is worth caring about that I should be spending my energy on. So, no. Again, that's it. That's it. And I'm not worried about torpedoing my chances of working on the show because that was never gonna be a thing. That was never gonna happen. I know. And on the Animaniacast, to you guys' credit, I was listening for a while to your breakdowns of each episode, and like I was like totally on board with so much of what you guys said. Like the Odysseus episode, like everything you said was stuff that I was shouting at the screen. Just like, the Warners should not be in the position of power. Why is Odysseus doing what the Warners should be doing? Why this characterization of Odysseus that's really boring and inexplicable, and it's not funny. This is a premise maybe with some potential, but why did nobody edit this? Like, why did nobody revise this or make it funny? And even though I was enjoying the vindication through you guys' discussion, I couldn't bear going through that again. Like, I watched the season once all the way through. I relived it enough to do a little hokey pokey review of it where I try my best to be fair and not let my emotions out like I'm doing right now, but I'm just over it. It's not a part of my universe. And it just will never be. Unless something cataclysmic happens. Like they animate like a personal apology specifically to me. I don't know. I just can't get over... Oh, and the thing that bothers me, Rob Paulson gave this interview with you guys, actually. And he basically said, if you don't like it, whatever, we don't want you. And I'm like, oh, Rob, that hurts my feelings. I thought we were... I don't know. He just always had such a good rapport with his fans, and it kind of shocked me to hear him say that, and like to come out so aggressively. And this was before the show had aired, and it was like, it seemed really aggressive for somebody as sweet as Rob Paulson to say. And but that's kind of how the show feels, and he's like, it feels like they're trying to make me mad. So So I'm not gonna let that happen anymore. I don't care. It sounds like I care a lot, but honestly, this is me explaining why I don't care. It's not for me. It is not for me. They made it very clear they don't want me. In every respect. In any and every respect. They should call it Animaniacs Reboot Season 2, Joe Not Welcome. Boy, I really got triggered there. Sorry about that. I try to keep things upbeat and positive. I like to focus on the happy things and the hopeful things. And I'm a little upset with myself that I let my mouth go on that much just now. So apologies, everyone. Yeah, I don't want this to be. I don't want to be that person. So I won't. So I won't let myself do that ever again. I'm kind of scared to look at the chat now. But I know I have to. Oh, okay, just keep coloring. Just color. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Oh, now the mournful regret music pops up. Thank you very much, Epidemic. You really are the soundtrack to my heart. How did I spend so much time on this and I still really don't like it? Oh, God. Ye gods. Okay, what else I got? And I got banjo. I got bugs from the corny concerto. Let's see if I can make this a little more expressive. Sometimes it's nice to be able to, when I'm not happy with drawings, to just take a break from them for a while. For a long while, as it turned out. And come back to it with fresh eyes and see what I can do to make it better. Where's my animation pencil? There we go. Okay, I'm looking at the chat now. Oh Lord, okay. Animaniacast says it's the Animaniacs multiverse now. There's the Rugerverse and there's this. Joey said, so tired of angry fans. I'm tired of being an angry fan. Yeah. The new show is meaner. It is. My fault. Beowulf says, at this point, any reboot or remake is off-putting to me since they've messed up so many. Most of them are just empty shells that have lost their souls. Agreed. Agreed. Yeah, that wasn't so bad. Rams the Name Com said he didn't like it when the Animaniacs screamed 80s cats over and over again in the season 2 reboot trailer. That was a joke. You were supposed to laugh, apparently, according to the script. I haven't even seen the trailer. So. I know, I've been meaning to do like, if I have the time, I wanted to do, like, if there's any pressure on me to do a review of season 2 of that reboot, I already know what I'm gonna do. So like, shit, what have I got to lose now? Ooh! Sorry, there goes my PG rating. Sorry! Any children in the audience? Earmuffs. Go back in time and then put on earmuffs. Oh no, he had it like a tutu, like it was a... Do I have reference of the Corny Concerto? Yeah, it's a tutu. Excuse me. I don't know where that came from. Manny's my name. Animation discourse is so volatile, I just tend to stay out of discussions. Probably wise. Language, as Captain America would say. Dolphin noises. I used to think Tracy Ullman was a guy. Gurgly said, Dear Joanna, do you think the original Animaniacs went through seasonal rot or not? Seasonal rot. I haven't heard that expression. Does it mean like it fell off over time? I just missed something. Oh, Beowulf says, in your opinion, who's the best foil for bugs? Well, Daffy, I guess. And like, I've never been disappointed with a Bugs and Daffy cartoon. And hey, thank you, Mark Fawn, for subscribing. I know, there's something about animation that elevates the blood pressure. I was watching the Looney Tunes DVDs, and I snuck. My girls love Looney Tunes. Bugs Bunny, Super Rabbit. That's my youngest one's favorite, and she likes to eat super carrots now. But I snuck in a couple commentaries, and my kids are like, "No, the commentaries are so boring. Turn them off." I'm like, just one. I get to listen to just one. And I listened to a couple by John Kay, who actually, you know, even though I'm not a fan of his, I recognize his skill and his attention to animation history. He's still a resource that one can learn from, even if I personally find his style distasteful. So in that respect, I want to hear what he has to say. And it was great learning about, he knew which animators did which scene, which is like it's hard to find that information out, so that was useful. But then he started going on a tear about how Bob Clampett is the only interesting director, and how Friz Freleng is super boring. And I'm like, well, maybe later on, but in the 40s, Friz Freleng is mind-blowingly great. I love 40s Friz Freleng. And like making fun of Chuck Jones and all this, and I had this realization like, oh my gosh, do I sound like that when I talk about things I care about? Oh my gosh. So it was a little bit of a awakening for me. And I'm gonna try and stop being so brazzle. So I'm sorry about that little tear of let's call it Joanna not welcome. The Joanna is not welcome speech. Yeah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to sound like that. But at the same time, I do feel like... I think what upsets me is... we can have different tastes and different sensibilities, but what I get this overwhelming sense that there's people in this industry that do not like animation or cartoons, and they resent working in this medium. I just get this sense that they hate the subject matter, they hate the characters, they hate what they do, and I just... the meanness comes out. Just like the only reason we're doing this is because we can't afford the live action. That's that kind of sensibility, which has been said before. Like, I remember when the creator of Archer said, like, the only reason Archer is animated is because it's cheaper than doing all this live action. And I just thought, like, what a disrespectful thing to say to everybody who worked so hard on that show. And as far as I can tell, nobody called him out on that, or it wasn't a very controversial thing to say, but I just get this sense that animation at the big studios is being done by people who really don't like animation and make fun of people who do. I don't know if anyone else gets that feeling, but that's why my ire gets raised. And at least John Kay, you know, as much as he poo-poos all the animation and the animators that I like, even though he at least loves a part of it. He loves a part of the history. He loves something about it. But what bothers me is when people just have this meanness and this sarcasm for what is a truly magical medium. And it just makes me mad that people would squander this opportunity to make magical things. So that's my closing argument, I guess, for why I just went off on a tear. Sorry, Joey. I didn't mean to be another upset animation fan. But again, yes, was your fault. You asked. Oh yes, Animaniacast. Listen to our Animaniacs commentaries on Patreon. Yes, I will plug that for you, definitely. And I still need to sign up for them. I'm so behind on just everything that I want to do. But I have that tab open still. Like, I'm hovering over the click, but I always get pulled away at the last second. Like, even just this stream is me pulling myself away from what I should be doing. I'm trying to post something tonight for work, and I just wanted to do this instead. You know, sometimes you gotta feed the creative juices too, by doing something that you feel inspired to do. Okay. Alright, bugs. It's not the greatest Bugs Bunny drawing, but who's keeping score, eh? Oh, a shady graphite? Don't mind if I do. Why are you so shady, graphite? Yergely Baranye says seasonal rot means that a TV show gets weaker, and then let's see. as it stays on the air. Some people say that about Animaniacs season 3 to 5 compared to season 1. Well, breaking up the seasons for Animaniacs is also a little weird. I know it's technically considered in those seasons, but I know how I experienced it watching it live. And of course, towards the end of its run, the scripts got weaker because no one was writing the show anymore, basically. They were all leftover scripts. Everyone had moved on. There's still some wonderful things that they did. So I still watch those seasons. But, you know, for every, what's a really bad one later on? Oh, the Acquaintances episode. Terrible. Terrible. Really bad. Just so disjointed and terrible animation. But for every one of those you also get a, It. Like that cold open where it's Wacko being chased through the house and it's just like masterful Startoons. John McClanahan love letter animation. The macadamia nut. Ugh. So much fun. I remember I wore out the tape rewatching Macadamia Nut. I loved it. And I hated the Macarena. And it's not a biting commentary on the Macarena. It's just fun. It's just fun. For fun's sake. Oh, for fun's sake. So there's a lot to commend the later seasons of Animaniacs. And even when Wacko's Wish came out, like the very last Animaniacs anything, I was sad by it. You know, that was it. That was all we had. And I didn't really like it at first because I was like, there's no new jokes, there's no new this. It's all just a reminder of what was. And then over time, I realized that's why it's good, because it's a Valentine. It's a love letter. Because why introduce new things? They made a fairy tale with the Animaniacs characters in it. And it was lovely to watch. The music was nice. The orchestral composition is really, really nice. And I think they handled it as best they could, because the show was like, after the original order, everything else was just, I consider everything else after the original order just a bonus. It wasn't like, you know, did Frasier stop being funny after Niles and Daphne got together? Which kind of did, but still interesting. You know, production was handled in a different way for Animaniacs, because they just, you know, they got an order for, after like 60 episode seasons, they had an order for 5 episodes. That's not a production anymore. People moved on. So I don't dwell on the weaker episodes in the later seasons. I just focus on the marvelous things that we did get. And oh, John Kay said the film Iron Giant looked like a poorly made college project. Alright, he's insane. I've never heard that quote from him, but that's insanity. Iron Giant is perfection. Except for one frame. Yeah. And Beowulf said, like you said, it feels like they resent the source material or the medium they are in. Yeah. Gurgly says, do I like the Animaniacs segments about planets' time zones, about the international dateline? Like, that one's cute. It reminds me of oh, who's that? It sounds so much like a Tom Lehrer song, and it's charming in its own way, but I don't think it's Randy Rogel's best. It doesn't have a hook to it, but it's cute. But it's like one of the only Animaniacs songs that I never committed to memory. When you're standing in the airport and you look up at the wall, and there's a clock for every time zone, and a different time for all, from Venice to Peru. Yeah, that's about as much as I think about that time I started trying to memorize Danny Kaye songs, which were very challenging. I'm still working on Tchaikovsky. I love Russian composers. Okay. Bugs, I think you've turned out much stronger than before. I'm glad I changed that up. Still not the best, but, you know. He's done. Dun 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 dun. Okay, Banjo. You know, let's go ahead and start deleting the ref I don't need. I don't need you. You're not my dad. Oh, here you go. Ulala! It's Ulala! This is okay drawing. I don't feel like messing with this too much. You're okay, kid. You're okay in my book. Let's see. Oh, we have someone new. Submarine Beef 64. Hello. And Nathan Johnson, hi. Ice Cream Hero, quoting John Kay, or perhaps paraphrasing his outlook on life. All cartoons should be exactly the same, art shouldn't be different. Oh, and Gurgly says that when you're traveling from Nantucket through Chicago to St. Paul, about the Yakko singing about the international dateline. That one was animated in your hometown. Oh, I thought that was ACOM. It wasn't ACOM? Tell me the studio and the hometown. I want to know more. And hello, Susanna. Danny Kaye's songs are the greatest. They are the greatest. The more I memorize them, the happier I am with life. I had a gal, Jojo, the rock of Gibraltar. She was the best gal. No, I had a friend, Jojo, the rock of Gibraltar. He was my best friend, rock solid as the rock of Gibraltar. Yeah, I want to do a whole video just lionizing Danny Kaye. I love that man. And I need to do a study of his hands. I just need to sit down with a sketchbook and one of his movies and just draw his hands. It's just beautiful. I think it's still on YouTube. There's an evening with Danny Kaye where he's conducting the Philharmonic, I think is it the London Philharmonic Orchestra? Sure, why not? That sounds right. And he's actually conducting. He's brilliant, but he laces in just a bit of comedy as well, and it is the most magical, glorious, uplifting, delightful thing. I love it. I stumbled on it years ago when I was looking for more Danny Kaye movies, and I still think about it sometimes. I want to watch that again. And I know, I miss that. I miss entertainment like that, where there's nothing sarcastic. It's all so human. I don't know how else to say it. There's something very profoundly human about this wacky sensibility that's also grounded in sentimentality, and I don't know how to describe it. There's just something weird that happened in the 1940s. You know, I've been thinking about this screwball sense of humor that appeared in the 1940s, not just in cartoons, but you watch a lot of short subjects, you watch, you know, obviously the screwball romantic comedies from that era, and I feel like the world was just on the brink of losing its mind, going mad, because they had suffered World War I and the Great Depression and just so much, and then World War II happened, and you just see everybody just like throw their hands up in the air, like, what have we got to lose? Let's dance. And just like this release of insane humor and just all over the board. Like, people don't realize how weird the humor was in the 1940s. Like, we take it for granted because we've been emulating this humor for so long. But they took the vaudevillian humor and just blew it out of the water. It's still vaudevillian in its sense of timing, but it's so outlandish and wild and joyful, and it's like this, like your last meal before you know you're gonna die. There's something desperately wonderful and sad and human and tragic and marvelous about it. Just, I don't know. It's just my own observation. I haven't heard anybody talk about this before, but I'd be really interested to make a sort of a study of this and just break down the humor of the 1940s, because I swear, you go back and you see like a 1930s cartoon. It's like across the board from every studio, they all kind of look alike. They all kind of have the same kind of gags. There's not that much difference in a early 30s Warner Brothers cartoon versus Disney or any of the other studios. But then something breaks in the 1940s, and just, I'm interested in that break. It's such a departure. And also the live action movies too. I'm sure the Marx Brothers had something to do with it, but there's a reason why the Marx Brothers were so popular. They offered this brand of humor and people responded to it. But I don't know, what do you guys think? Do you think there's something that the 1940s just broke people and they responded to it by this outburst, this joyful outburst, this last hurrah, because everyone thought it was going to be the end of the world. They might as well go down singing. What do you guys think? I don't even know why I started talking about this, about Danny Kaye. Yeah. I don't know, just like this sense of eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow we die. Oh, Varga Studios. Oh, Varga Studios in Budapest. Oh. And No Parking Barry says, oh, I had a ringy dingy and I missed it. Oh, I'm so sorry. No Parking Barry says, John Kay dislikes any cartoon that isn't Bob Clampett, early Hanna-Barbera, or his own work. And even then, he's very critical of certain Ren and Stimpy episodes. Who's your favorite Looney Tunes character? Mine is Bugs. Bugs is marvelous. He's really solid. And Ice Cream Hero says, I can't watch Ren and Stimpy, not very funny and too grotesque. I was the same way. I didn't respond to Ren and Stimpy as a kid, and that's why it's also troubling to me to see that Spumco style is so prevalent in modern animation. Let's... So Varga Studio did Baby Blues. That was a decent show. Joe, watch Bob's Burgers. The family gets along most of the time. It's one of the most heartwarming adult cartoons. Yeah, I just don't think it's funny, and I don't think it's appealing to look at. And it's not that I want the family to get along. It's like it still comes from a place of just life sucks. Like it's not a cartoon. It's not as bad as Rick and Morty, but I only watched a few episodes. I don't know, maybe it's becomes more sweet and good-natured as the series goes on. I just know there was a lot of like really vulgar things and making kids do things that I don't think kids should do even in adult cartoons. Like I'm kind of sensitive about kids. I wonder why. And also I hate the look, just this dead-eyed, like it's possible for me to like a cartoon that is ugly. Like I really liked Home Movies because there was just a sweetness about it, and the crude drawings sort of they fit the tone and the style of the show. Just very rough, and it was a good show. It was a good show, and over time I found that I wasn't bothered so much by the visuals. But that's not the case for stuff like Bob's Burgers and stuff that looks like Bob's Burgers. It's just everyone looks dead. Like their eyes just always look dead. And maybe with Home Movies it didn't bother me because nothing moved really, just a little bit of squiggle on the eyes. And so it didn't seem like the eyes were as dead as they were. And mostly it was basically just animated radio. But I found it charming. I don't know. Maybe it hasn't aged well. Maybe I'd look at it differently now. But I remember being really fond of the show. And being really sad, too, when they folded Brendan's dad into the cast. I liked it better when it was just a mystery who he was. But once they showed his dad, I got, like, mad. I got mad at a cartoon character. Like, how could you abandon your son? He's so sweet. He's so talented. And it's not, like, I have trouble explaining things. I don't mean, like, things have to be all sugar, sweetness all the time. I like a wicked sense of humor, but, like, I should feel happy by the end of what I should feel glad that I watched a cartoon by the end of it. I think, comedy should make you feel good. It can be about sad things. That's why I like the sentiment too. I think that great comedy goes along with great sentimentality, because it's, very raw human emotions given voice without much filter. And also, since I've watched so much stuff that I really do love, like older stuff, I just wish people would give a chance to the older stuff. And just, I don't think people realize what they're missing, what we've lost in the ways of comedy over the years. It's like, how do you describe somebody, what a strawberry tastes like, who's only ever had like a Starburst? And I was like, it's sweet. Like, this is sweet. I'm like, well, but it's got this flavor. Like, this has strawberry flavor. I'm like, well, but it's fake. It's not gonna sustain you. It's something like that. I'm trying to describe strawberries. And we have HBO Max for a while, and on their pathetic TCM hub, God, I can't believe what they call a classic movie. We lost Filmstruck for this. Anyway, that's another story. But they do have some Charlie Chaplin films, and I've not seen any all the way through. So I started watching City Lights, and it's just wonderful. It's so good. I can't believe how magnificent Charlie Chaplin was as a performer. And, you know, some of the gags to a modern audience would last too long and make you roll your eyes, but if you just forgive that, because people were still easily that timing, like a punchline, wears its welcome over the generations. But people hadn't been worn out by that kind of timing back then. So if you don't mind the repetition and wait for the punchline, it's so rewarding. It's just marvelous. But I'm probably going to have to kick off. I think that I'm not going to be able to finish these requests even with an extra session, so I apologize for everything left undone. And I still have to do that last Scooby Runner 2020. Request. But let's just finish Ulala, and I'll take one last look at chat. So, let's see. Oh, we've got some love for home movies. Suzanne says, do I have a favorite? Danny Kaye. White Christmas is my favorite. Secondly, it's either Court Jester or Wonder Man. White Christmas is actually one of my least favorite Danny Kaye movies. He doesn't get to Danny Kaye very much in that movie. Although I love Best Things Happen While You're Dancing. I love that number. He's so elegant. I think I would have definitely had a crush on Danny Kaye back in the day. I love The Court Jester. That is a strong film. A lot of his movies make use of the mistaken identity premise, which is great. But I think Court Jester is just a solid script as well. I like the Inspector General so much because the number dance gypsy, sing gypsy, and so we drink. But the first we dance. That one is... I love it. What do you think? Is there more? I love Hans Christian Andersen. Very sweet. Great music. But I love the Five Pennies, which is more of a dramatic role, but he gets to Danny Kaye quite a lot in that. Somebody asked me. Girly says, how'd I rank the decades of animation? I think the 70s was the worst one. Well, it depends on what you want. I think for humor, I think nothing tops 1940s with Tex Avery and Warner Brothers. I'll have to think about that. 70s I definitely dislike quite a bit for many reasons. I am not a fan of the 70s. I think very few good things came out of the 70s. Yeah. Joey of the Animani cast introduced my middle school students to Laurel and Hardy. Awesome! Thank you for doing that! Okay, so I'm probably going to use Ulala for my thumbnail. So let's keep her right there for a moment while I says goodbye to everybody, and thanks for joining me on this stream. Again, I'm sorry that it's taking so long to get just a thing done. I can't get a single thing done. But I can make progress. And really, at the end of the day, as long as we're moving forward, we're not dying. That was very dark. I apologize. You guys are awesome. Oh, and one last question. This is a very important question. What brand of glove is mine? Gone, G-O-N. It's, if you can find, if this helps. Yeah. This is the most comfortable one I've found. I got another brand and it doesn't stay and it's awful. But this one, whatever it is, I think I got it on Amazon. But I ordered like a bunch of them just in case. Like, I cannot draw without this anymore. Okay. I'm gonna go on to the end card and thank you all again on this epic music.